What's up, my fellow adventurers? Today we're going to be hiking to the top of Park Peak. Nestled in the Sloan Canyon National Conservation area on the edge of Henderson, Nevada, you can expect about 1,000 feet of elevation gain along this pleasant and fairly quiet 5.5 mile out and back trail. If you're enjoying these videos, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications, and leave a comment with questions or suggestions of trails you'd like to see. For this trail, you start out on the same concrete path as you would for Black Mountain, which I cover in another video. But just past the little concrete building, you'll actually want to turn right rather than continuing straight. The trail is marked here with a very small sign for the 403 trail. The 403 trail is actually a loop, but we're only using part of it to access the Park Peak section today. The trail snakes its way away from the city out into the desert, getting progressively rockier as you ascend. There is little to no tree cover here, so you will be fully exposed to the elements on this adventure. I do recommend an early start with plenty of water, and I would not recommend this hike during the summer months at all. You may notice the lighting changing quite rapidly throughout the course of this video. It took me roughly 2.5 hours to complete this hike, and the weather changed quickly during that span of time. It rained briefly at the beginning, and towards the end, the sky cleared and gave way to bright sunshine and was completely overcast and pretty cold at times as well. I think this should highlight the importance of layering when you're hiking in the desert and general preparedness. I'll be going over the 10 essentials and some of my own essentials for hiking in an upcoming video where I cover some of the more recommended items to bring and things that I don't leave home without. Normally at this point, I would make some sort of wisecrack about hiking without a Bluetooth speaker, but in the 2.5 hours that I was on this trail, I didn't see another living soul, so I think maybe a podcast or some Post Malone might actually make the experience a little more pleasant. It's worth mentioning that there are several small paths branching off of the main trail, so a good app or a paper map will be invaluable here for keeping on the right trail and not getting lost. After a few twists and turns, you'll find yourself ascending steadily, with a small but fairly rocky peak becoming present in the distance. As you near the top of this peak, the switchbacks become shorter and more frequent, indicating that you're nearing the end of the steepness. You'll also have some great views on either side of the peak as you climb. Some easy scrambling, and you're at the top. It's no Charleston Peak, but it is a peak nonetheless. Spend a few minutes catching your breath, having a snack, sign the register, and take some pictures, and then head back down. have a choice at this point of either retracing your steps or splitting off and following the 402 connector, which will take you back to the Black Mountain 404 trail in order to complete a loop. Don't forget to pause periodically along the trail to enjoy the views, which are especially impressive on your way back down the mountain. Along this connecting trail, you'll be crossing some rocky riverbeds, which may or may not be the best spot to be during a storm. Another great reason to be prepared and keep an eye on the weather. The last section of this connection will be a steady but easy incline before you link back up with the lower portion of the Black Mountain Trail to complete the loop and make your exit. It's a steady descent with great views of the Vegas Valley in the distance. Whether you're super outdoorsy or just a little outsidey, follow along with me as I explore the trails. Until our next adventure, stay safe and thanks for your support.